guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today, we're going to talk about watch geek watches. Watches made by some of the most famous watch brands out there, but are usually picked by watch geeks. Not, a Rolex sub, which a watch geek can own, but a lot of laymen's own those as well. I'm going to talk about some models by these iconic brands that are almost exclusively owned by watch geeks. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. I am wearing a Breguet Marine last generation. I've loved this watch for almost a decade, and I actually just picked it up for myself. Perfect everyday watch. Still in the honeymoon period. I've owned it less than a week. I will do a review of this, but boy, is it pretty. And also, guys, don't forget to check out DelReyWatch.com. Ton of new watches in stock. Just got in a Black Bay 58 black dial, as well as a very rare green dial Tudor Tiger, a Rolex Explorer 1 39mm, an Omega Seamaster Professional, and a very cool JLC Master Control and Master Ultra Thin Perpetual. All came in through the door today. Check out DelReyWatch.com, link in the description below. Alright guys, this is in no particular order, but one of the biggest brands out there, Omega. And there is a watch that watch geeks almost purely exclusively own. And, is it the Speedmaster? Is it the Seamaster? Nope, it's the Ploprof. The watch so ugly, not even a mother could love it, but a feast for us watch geeks, originally created to compete with the Rolex Submariner and Sea Dweller and to win deep diving contracts. This over-engineered beast of a diver that now houses a coaxial movement is just a piece of watchmaking history. Not the prettiest, a very brutalist design, so almost never picked up by anybody that isn't a real watch geek. Anybody that owns a Ploprof, or almost everybody that owns a Ploprof, knows what it is, and that's why they picked it. They sure as hell didn't pick it because it's pretty. Next is something from A. Lange & Söhne, a brand that is almost entirely picked by watch geeks, but this is one of the geekiest A. Langes out there. The Datagraph. Arguably the world's best and most luxurious chronograph. Now from the front, big date, and the chronograph, beautiful, but behind it shows one of the most three-dimensional movements ever. Praised by Philippe Dufour, probably one of the greatest living watchmakers, as the greatest chronograph of all time. I can guarantee you anybody that owns this almost six-figure, mid-five-figure watch knows exactly why they bought it. And they've probably researched it, and they probably have been drooling over this movement forever. Definitely a watch geek's watch, but a rich watch geek's watch. Now we have something a lot more reasonably priced. The Longines Master Collection Master Retrograde. A watch, part of the Longines Master Collection, based on the 7750 movement, but is heavily modified to have retrograde date indications. They even make a retrograde seconds version. Yes, this watch is a little on the thicker side, and most laymen would think, well, it's just a little too busy. But for us watch geeks, retrogrades are a thing of true beauty, particularly something like a seconds hand where you can actively see it bounce back. Usually reserved for high complication watches like a Roger Dubuis Perpetual Calendar, this Longines Master Retrograde is just a great way for a watch geek to get this complication at a sub, $3,000 price point usually. And they've done this by modifying the Value 7750. I can guarantee you anybody who wears a Longines Master Retrograde is a flourishing watch geek. Now we have Zenith, and Zenith is also a pretty geeky watch brand, but particularly the Zenith Defy 21 Skeleton. A watch which makes the watch geek sense tingle. fully skeletonized chronograph with 2 escapements that uses new materials such as silicone, which arguably is a good or bad thing. That is for another video. This watch, you can see the entire inner workings. You have a Foudroyant chronograph with its own balance. You have a time movement that tells time with another balance, and a power reserve. Actually priced extremely well as well. I know a lot of people that don't particularly love the design of this watch, but it just offers so much bang per buck and so much visibility, and it stimulates the watch geek senses so much that that's the reason they buy it. And you know what? I completely don't blame them. Now, the last one on the list is one that, you may think I'm taking the easy way out, but, I worked retail for many years, and I sold this watch brand for many years, and I can tell you almost everybody that buys it is exclusively a watch geek, even though, it does have mass appeal, and that is the JaegerLeCoultre Reverso. With the reversing case, either with a closed case back so you can engrave something, some of them have a sapphire case back so you can see the movement, some of them are dual-sided so you can, have a second time zone or complication. This watch, created in 1931 originally for polo players in India, is a JLC staple. Even though I can tell you in my experience the Master Control line, which is, a lot more, has more mass appeal, is a little bit more vanilla, it sells significantly better. And the JLC Reverso, which is an Art Deco icon, is liked by the laymen as well, but they usually go with the Master Control. I can tell you that watch geeks usually go with the Reverso, and if you're not a watch geek and you bought a Reverso, you're going to become a watch geek. That is absolutely for sure. Anyway, guys, that is my pick for 5 watch geek watches by the big brands. Let me know what you think. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really does help. And please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.